Life presents us with a variety of obstacles and important decisions, and many times doing the right thing just seems too difficult or painful. Motivational speaker and author Scott Wimberly is here to tell us about doing the right thing, regardless of the situation. A little bit more important than, I guess, credit or debit, huh?
Credit or debit, yeah, cash or neither.
There you are. In my case, it's usually neither. Yeah. And Scott, I'm glad we're talking about this today because doing the right thing, you know, it just seems like we live in a world now to where people do what they think is going to get them ahead in most situations, not necessarily what's right.
Yeah, and you know, I'm guilty of not always doing the right thing. Even when nobody's looking or when everybody knew what I was doing, I'd still do what I wanted to do and let the chips fall where they may. And you know, what goes around does come around, and you reap what you sow. But I've learned, and still learning, that no matter what somebody has done to you, says to you, or has threatened to do, you got to do what's right. You know.
Why is it so hard for us to do? And when I say us, I'm speaking in general terms. Let's not speak in general. Why is it so hard for Tony to do what is right? Why can't he just do the right thing?
Just do the right thing. And I think we're just not disciplined enough. It's painful. You know, it's painful most of the time, not every time, but most of the time, to go that extra step to do what's right. No matter, like again, because we want to, you know, fire back, or to, whether verbally or, you know, physically even, you know, now even like the road rage things we're reading about and seeing about on television. But if someone has hurt you or harmed you in a way, even if it were, and I don't want to say just verbally, because words can hurt, and they do hurt. We want to, you know, protect ourselves, pride and ego that we talked about before. Those things jump up, and just, you know, our defense mechanism is to fire back, to get even, or do them one more. But the right thing to do, you know, always, we just got to do what's right. And I've even seen with small children. I have a 8-year-old that even at that age, and I don't remember those things, you know, happening when I was 8 years old. Different decisions and things that they're facing today that, you know, back then. But it's difficult even at that age for them to do what's right.
We're faced with so many decisions every day, and most of the time whenever people think about, you know, do the right thing, they're thinking about a decision like you find $50,000 in a suitcase at the airport. Do you keep it or do you give it to the police? You know, you do the right thing. But we're talking about just numerous decisions. Many are commonplace things that happen every day, like driving to work. Somebody cuts you off in traffic. Do you cuss them and give them a special symbol with your hand? Or do you just, you know, that's a situation where you've got to make a decision.
That one was tough on me. I'm a offensive driver, you know, and people get in my way, you know, driving. So I have to really work on that. But one of the main things was put my shopping cart back.
Really?
Not just where it belongs, take it back into the store. That was tough. Just something little like that. Or parking places. Somebody pulls up a little after you do, let them have it.
Now, is it easy to do the right thing when people are looking, and then harder when they're not looking? When we know we're going to be praised for doing the right thing, is it easier?
Oh, yeah, that's easy, because we get the immediate praise for it. You get the immediate reward for it. But it's when the reward may be 10 years from now, will you do it, and nobody sees you do it. You may never get rewarded. You still got to do what's right. See, there's no catch out. There's no way out. There's no gate over here that says you got to do what's right no matter what, unless. There's no unless. There's no but. You got to do what's right no matter what.
Now, really quickly, we're running out of time, but how do we know what the right choice is?
Usually the toughest, but we know. People know what's right.
In your heart of hearts.
Yeah,
doesn't matter if you're a Buddhist or if you're agnostic or if you're Christian or if you're Tony, you know what's right.
Even Tony knows what's right.
Oh, we're picking on Tony Humphreys today. He's a great guy. Tony does do what's right. Scott, thanks so much for being with us today. You can find out more about Scott, his books, and following the roadmap to your destiny online at scottwimberly.com.